So today is day where tides turn, meaning that the weather was going to change rapidly, and the cold spell is slowly diminishing and dissipating and disappearing, and you know, spring will resume back to its not so springy temperatures of 25 degrees. So we're gonna get back from one extreme to another, but at least the frosts are over, and that's about that. The problem is, however, those frosts lasted for a couple of days and they were pretty severe in the night, and they caused a lot of damage. And unfortunately, I was checking a lot of trees in our garden, and most of them froze. Like, most of the flowers just froze entirely. So I was really looking forward to a lot of fruit, because we had a lot of flowers. We had a lot of one of the prune trees flowered for the first time, and it was in full bloom, and it's all gone, all of it, you know. I mean, maybe there's gonna be like 2 pears and 1 cherry or something, you know, like very few here and there, but most of it just froze away and it's gone. And the only thing that will survive is the thing that those things that didn't flower yet, which is mulberries are completely gone, and yeah, pretty much everything that flowers is gone, save for the ones that didn't flower yet, which is raspberries, blackberries, and that's it, really. So, and yeah, and strawberries survive too, I think, and they flower continuously throughout the year, so these are fine. But apple trees, pear trees, cherry trees, prune trees, mulberries, it's all gone, you know. And even a walnut, which is a very hardy tree, got completely frozen. Like, all the leaves that it pushed out got totally frozen, and they're dead, which I've never ever seen in my life, by the way. And I think it's because what I read an article about it, and apparently the growth was 4 weeks ahead due to the extreme high temperatures in the beginning of April, and in March. It got 4 weeks ahead. So, and I found it very weird that the walnut is already pushing leaves. It's very unusual, because it's always coming out very late, and I remember seeing its leaves usually in May, but it's also already out, sprouting out in April, in the first half of April. I was like, wow, that's interesting. And then the frost came, it died completely, you know, the leaves, that is. I believe it's gonna push through, and it's gonna push new leaves, but all the ones that it pushed, they're gone. And I've never seen that, because walnut is a hardy tree, you know. But it's not used to, like, the moment it pushes out leaves, there is no frost anymore, you know. That's the time where the last frosts are gone, and it can grow freely, and there's not going to be any frost. But this year, you know, the temperatures that were supposed to be in May were already in, like, I don't know, end of March. So it got 4 weeks ahead, and then the last frost came, and it was like a really sort of a knife in the back, you know, because it's like none of those trees expected it. And I don't really know what it did with nesting season, and like how many chicks and how many nestings it must have destroyed. I hope as little as possible, but I think these frosts were really severe, so I shudder to think how many animals it affected. So yeah, and I've read an article that the frost created and made and done, that's the right word, a severe damage across the whole country, and there's going to be it's gonna have pretty devastating effects on this year's crop, and there's gonna be very few fruit produced in this whole country because of the frost, because everything froze and there was nothing you could do to prevent it. Because if it lasts a day, then there are some measures you can do, but if it lasts almost a week, then you're done, you know. And unfortunately, I saw it on our garden. It's like, if I've seen like 1 or 2 flowers that survived, that's you know, that's it. But the rest is just gone, which really sucks, because I was looking forward to it. Like this homegrown fruit is the best thing, and I love picking, you know, fruit from the trees and enjoying them right off the bat without, you know what you're eating basically, you know, because it's on your own garden, you know, you don't spray it with any shit, and it's just a bliss, you know, to just take it out of your own garden, freshly picked, and just eat it, and knowing that you planted that tree. And well, not this year, I guess. And that's climate change. Yeah, that's climate change for you. And it's not a minor thing. Imagine if this would happen across the entire continent. Just imagine. And everything would freeze, and there would be no flowers at all, no fruit, and then the insects would keep dying. Then we're like, there would be some pretty dire consequences of that. And yeah, I mean, it would be a huge problem, really, I think. And that's just like one thing, you know. Imagine if it's joined with a drought. Imagine if it's joined with I don't know, sort of overpopulation of some like rodents that can, you know, further damage the crop. Imagine like, you know, there are so many things that can happen at the same time, and you got a huge problem on your hands because you don't have the product to sustain the population. You don't have the produce, you don't have the food, and you're gonna, you know, you got famine on your hands. You got, like, you know, and that's just like a couple of steps away from happening. But you know, like, we people are the species, or the type of beings that we're just like, it's fine, you know. You go to the store, you buy this, we got roof on over our heads, we got food on the table, who cares, right? Why should we change our ways and you know, start making a better agriculture and stop, you know, devastating and destroying the land? And yeah, it's fine, you know. And we're gonna keep doing this until it's no longer gonna be fine, and until there's gonna be no other way but to change, stop and change what we're doing, because it's fundamentally wrong. But unfortunately, by the moment the majority will fucking wake up, it's gonna be too fucking late. And excuse my language, but unfortunately that's the case, you know. And until then, you're gonna have people in the high places, the owners of the corporations, the board of directors, and corrupt politicians, and they will all milk everything dry, because the profit is what drives our world. And they're gonna keep milking it and milking it and milking it until they fuck it all up completely, and then they're gonna move to their villas in the clouds somewhere on private islands, and they'll let us eat each other and tear each other apart. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen, but that's where it's going to right now, you know. And unless we wake the fuck up, you know, we're gonna be left on the sideline of the sideway and left to fend for ourselves. And I'm sorry, I probably sound a little bit sort of extreme right now and a little bit militant, but I'm sorry, but like I mean, you see what's going on, you see the real world impacts, and you see how things are just not changing, or changing very, very slightly. And it's not enough, you know, it's just not enough. The change is not enough. It's good that some things change. It's great. There are some movements, there are great people that are waking up and doing something different, but it's not enough, you know. And it's just a bit too late for all of that. And then you have people, I mean, look at some of the countries, what's happening there, who is in power, people that make those decisions. And I mean, it feels really helpless at times, you know, like you look at it and you're like, you know, you can do your freaking best, and then there's gonna be someone in the high top who's gonna use their private jet to fly to their fucking summer villa, and they're gonna destroy your progress in less than few hours, you know, your, I don't know, 10 years of progress, you know. And then you're like, you know, it's not an excuse to say like, it doesn't matter because the rich are flying their private jets, so why should I give a shit about environment? And no, it's not like that, because if that would be the case and we would do that, then it all goes to hell, you know. But that's not an excuse not to be a better person and not to do better by the earth, the planet Earth, and our environment, you know. Everyone should do their freaking best, and it doesn't matter that you cannot do that much because you're not powerful, because you don't have money, because you don't have time. Everyone can do a little tiny bit of something to make the world a little bit of a better place, you know. And if it means, I don't know, whatever, you know, you start recycling, I don't know, or you start your own, I don't know, you start planting your own tomatoes on your balcony, whatever. It makes a difference, even if it's tiny, minuscule difference. But we gotta do something sooner than later, because it's not good, you know, and it's not good, and yeah, you know. And this is just the beginning, unfortunately. I see the changes because I've been walking, I mean, I don't know, it's not a study, like a field study. I've been conducting experiments and doing measurements and all that, but just by looking around me and walking out every day, every morning, sometimes even twice a day for the past 3 years or 4 years, I've noticed the huge changes only in those 4 years that's been happening. And that's just the beginning, you know. That is just the beginning, unfortunately. And in the world, when you look around, you see people that are corrupt, people that take places of power, and they are sort of making decisions that are supposed to impact our life and ways of being. Those people, it makes me sick, really, sometimes when I see that, you know. And we're just standing by, you know, looking at it and being like, it's gotta be fine, you know. And sure, but I don't know. I don't think I think it's not something to just brush off, you know. And I really think we should take the power back to our hand, back to us, like, we need empowerment, you know, and we need to change, and we need the change, you know. Anyways, I don't know. Like I'm not, who am I to talk about these things? I don't nothing, really. I just feel like time's running out, really, and I'm sick to see corrupt, rich, selfish, greedy, and vile people taking places of power and doing the decision making, really, in the world. And it sickens me, you know, because that's not the way it should be. It's twisted. it's a twisted version of what it should really be, you know? So hopefully that's going to change somehow. But see, I'm saying that I hope that's going to change. What am I going to do about it? Nothing, you know? What am I supposed to do as a nobody, essentially, right? I can only rant about it and talk about it like that on the video here. But that's all that's as far as it goes, you know? And I have what, like 0.01 viewers, so nobody's going to see it. So, you know, what can I do? And I can sign petitions, I can go on protests, I don't fucking know, you know? But that's the thing, you can do things, even if just tiny little ones. Just improve your little small world by you being a better person and being a better human being, you know? And just improving the world around you, you know? You don't need to change the world. You cannot really change the world. But you can change your world and the people and animals and nature and everything around you, you know? Even if it's just a small radius, it still makes a difference because there's billions of us, and if everyone would do the same thing, I know that sounds cheesy, but that's how it is, you know? Then the world would be a better place. Right, Drake? Good boy. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. And, yeah, you see, I say, I hope things are going to get better, but then in reality, I do fuck all about it, you know? So, I'm just same as the rest, you know, really. I'm just like, same as any other human out there, you know? It's like I'm going to just keep surviving on, keep going on until, you know, shit's going to fall apart, and then I'm going to try and survive under different circumstances, I guess, you know? But anyway, I'm going to shut up now. It's probably not used to for me to continue anymore because I'm babbling. Anyways, I'm going to sign off now.